You've read They Ask You Answer, now Endless Customers. You're saying to yourself, okay, I read here that I should probably have a coach. And you're wondering, do you really need a coach with this? Well, that's going to be the purpose of this video. I'm Marcus Sheridan. I wrote the books, and I want to give you an honest answer to this important question. Do you really need a guide on this endless customers journey? I have seen over the course of time now, hundreds and hundreds of companies have success following the principles of endless customers. I've seen some do it without a coach, and I've seen some do it with a coach. The biggest issue that we see is when someone doesn't have a coach, a couple of problems tend to become manifest. Number one, they start breaking the rules. In other words, there's certain guidelines within endless customers, and then they say, well,
Maybe we can skip that. Maybe we don't need that person in-house.
and so what happens is their priorities get all messed up. Not good. So if you're going to go it alone without a coach, you have to be able to follow the system and not say,
Well, how about we finagle it here?
that tends to blow up in people's faces every single time. The other area where a coach is very valuable is when there is not always alignment within the team itself. If you look at Impact, we have trained coaches who go into these organizations and help them to talk about things, to show things, and to sell in ways no one has ever done in their space before. We are pushing disruption with endless customers. Generally, that means there's going to be some friction points, moments when people say, there's no way we could do that. And unless someone on the team is very skilled and versed at helping everyone else understand why this is important and why it's a no-brainer and why we should take this particular action, well, then chances are it's going to get shot down by some committee, and we're not going to make progress because all of our content and all of our campaigns are going to be lukewarm. And that's how you get very lukewarm results. So let's make sure that there is someone that can be the mediator, the explainer, the teacher to all the decision makers that could shoot the idea down. You've heard me say this phrase maybe before, but I hear it from marketers all the time saying, hey, I believe in this, but I'm getting so much resistance from my team. That's because you can be a prophet to the world and nobody will listen to you from your hometown. If I go home right now and I start giving my kids marketing advice, they're not going to listen. Why? Because I'm dad, they're familiar with me, and they're gonna roll their eyes. Whereas if I go into an organization, they're gonna say, that's a great idea. Now, the marketer on that team might say, but I've been saying it for years. It's just human psychology at work. A couple other areas where this is very important. When you do endless customers, you're going to have team members, potentially new team members, doing new skills like video, maybe social, maybe short form content, whatever that thing is, and you're not going to be an expert at managing these positions and grading out their skills. So let me give you an example. Let's say you have a new videographer come on, and there's nobody on your team that's really an expert with video production. And you think this person is taking a lot of time to produce video. Problem is, you're not really sure. You're not sure because you haven't been in the game. Whereas if you take a coach will have worked with many, in this case, videographers, and be able to say, yeah, this person is actually underperforming or this person is overperforming. If you can't say that, that's a big problem. So we've seen that many times with organizations that said they were doing They Ask You Answer or they were doing endless customers. So, can you do it by yourself? Well, yes, you could. But generally what I have found is 8 out of 10 will experience significantly underperforming results because they didn't get a coach. So if you want to roll the dice and say, I know we're gonna be part of the 20%. I don't fault you for it, but that's gonna be your odds. Whereas 80% of the people that get a coach end up having overperforming results. So it's a matter of odds here. Having someone that is there with you on this journey, that can hold you accountable, that knows the nuance of the skill sets that are involved and understands the priorities and what they need to be per organization, and ultimately has history on their side, that's the power of a coach. And so if that's what you're looking for, great. If that's not what you're looking for, great. But whatever you do, please, please, please follow the system. It works. It was designed for you because that's the power of endless customers.